There we go.
I got it. Okay. All right. So are we in? Can you guys hear me? Thumbs up.
All good, Coach.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, great to see everybody. Really big victory for us in September. You know, these September victories, like I told the guys, they count in December, and a win like this is a big win and very much valued against a very good football team, a well-coached football team on the road. So we're very proud of this one. I thought our guys kind of grounded out. That was the kind of game it was against a very physical, tough football team. 9 different players caught passes. Third down battle was tough. We were 5 of 13. They were 3 of 9. That was big. Probably one of the big differences was 14 points off turnovers. No question about it. We finished the game strong, but both teams were holding on to the ball in the second half. How many possessions were there? It wasn't very many. I thought our guys holding on to the ball was a big part of the game too. So, and then lastly, just the disappointing thing for a guy that we love, we care about, and he's been through so much already. And we know he'll tackle this challenge as well as Tavon Young, who I think he's got a season-ending knee injury the way it looks right now. So we're very disappointed about that, but we love him, and we'll be there with him all the way through the next challenge that he's going to have to face. Okay, what questions do you have?
Jamison Hensley.
Hey, John, defensively, I know a lot of times when you play with Lamar Jackson, everyone kind of focuses on Lamar, especially nationally. How impressed have you been, especially with this defense, not only holding teams to 21 points or less pretty much for a long stretch, but creating those turnovers as well?
Right. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we've got a bunch of guys that, you know, they'd call themselves dogs, I think. And I'd probably have to agree with them. I mean, these guys love to play. They can't wait to get back to work. You know, they know who's next, and they can't wait to go to work and just prepare. And they feel that way every week about every opponent. So they love ball. They love playing a certain style of football that they believe in. I think it defines them and us, and I'm proud of those guys.
Jerry Coleman.
Coach, could you take us through the 4th and 1 play with Mark and the surprise there, maybe for you, and how that developed?
Right. Well, that's something that we've been practicing for many weeks now, something that the offensive coaches led by Greg Roman came up with. We've gotten a lot of reps on it. I thought, of course, Mark executed it really well as far as setting up the scheme itself in terms of his angles. And then the offensive line and tight ends just blocked it great. You know, it's critical play. It's something we had been preparing for that kind of situation. I give Greg and the offensive coaches and the players, the guys who executed it, all the credit. They're the ones that made it happen. And man, you couldn't be – that was big. That was a big play in the game. It was a turning point in the game. Gave us a little breathing space, and I'm proud of him for that.
Childs Walker.
Yeah, hey, John. Did you feel like – and you touched on this a little bit already, but did you feel like this victory was sort of a testament to the fact that your team can win in a lot of different ways?
You know, I haven't thought about it so much in terms – we're just trying to win. So, you know, we're trying to figure out every way we can to win, and whatever tools at your disposal. I mean, some things were working that we thought might, and a lot of things that weren't working in this game because they took them away. I thought Anthony Weaver did a really nice job defensively with their game plan. He had a really a creative plan and some different things for us, and their guys were playing very disciplined, tackling well. So those were challenges that we were faced with. Ultimately overcame them, but it was not easy by any stretch.
Jeff Sarebek.
John, how satisfying, especially this early in the season when we talk a lot about conditioning and physicality, to see you guys kind of grind out. I think you had the ball for like 9-something minutes in the 4th quarter, and just to kind of close the game like you closed so many games last year.
That was really big. I mean, that's something that we think is really important, you know, our style of football. And it's something that you need to work on. You need to build into that. And we've been doing that. So if you look at the second half, Jeff, and really your point is such a valid point for the whole second half. We came out, had a long drive. I think it ended up in a field goal. They came back with a long drive that ended up in a field goal. And then we were able to, you know, I think we got to stop, and then we had a chance to have our long drive. So that was that kind of game. But those are the kind of games that, you know, situations that call for that. And I think our guys did a nice job this early in the season with that, as you said.
Todd Karpovich.
Hey, Coach. Todd Karpovich. Good to see you. When you look at your team, I guess the goal is to get better every week. And you guys ran the ball much better, had 4 sacks, had 3 turnovers, dominated time of possession. I mean, you're happy with the progress from week 1 to week 2 and what you're able to do this week, especially on the road?
Yes. I mean, our guys, we talked a lot about that. The week 1 to week 2 progress probably this year was going to be more important than any season because we didn't have the preseason. And our guys, man, they believe and they understand fundamental football, situational football. So now we got to get better between week 2 and week 3 for the next challenge.
Aaron Kazinitz.
Hey, John. So I know you called a 4th down call for that Ingram direct snap, but the next drive when you called it and had converted on the sneak, what went into that thought process? Was that a math thing or a gut thing or what was that?
That was a maybe 3 or 4 inch thing. You know, it was that close, and you just felt like we could get it with that short. Now they were lined up in there to stop the sneak. They knew what was coming. I don't think it was it wasn't tricking anybody. It was just our offensive line getting the push. Lamar being determined to get it. I think that was all just grit and guts to get that one.
Take a couple more here. Cliff Brown.
Yeah, Coach. In a league where defending the pass is so important, you talk about having the 2 corners like Marlon and Marcus, not only guys who can cover but can make turnovers to create plays like they did today. Right. I mean, LJ and Marlon making that play was really the momentum turner in the game in so many ways. It kind of got us going, jump started us, and then, Marcus Peters coming back with just really Marcus Peters type of interception. I mean, it's the kind of interception that really only he can make. You can't coach that what he saw there and how he handled that play. So he broke us. So those first two guys got a game ball, and Marcus broke the huddle in the locker room for those plays. That was pretty remarkable, pretty amazing, and made a big difference in the game.
We'll close it out with Sean Stepner.
Hey, Coach, the run game. What can you say about your run game today, 230 yards, and you really spread the wealth there with really everybody getting involved?
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, with a lot of yards. I mean, over 48, 50-something, 70-something.
Yeah, that's right. We did the game balls. We gave it to the running backs, and the offensive line, I thought really kind of built into it as the game went along, but the running backs were grinding out yards. They were getting extra yards on most every carry. They were breaking tackles. I mean, the JK, how about the JK at the end to break that tackle, or the JK to break the tackle on the 3rd down earlier on the pass catch. So they deserve a lot of credit for that. You're right.
Coach, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
All right, thanks, everybody.